Kedves 9-e, ez lesz az első videótok. Tudom, hogy az iszlámot már mindkét csoporttal majdnem teljesen átvettük, ezért ez a videó egy könnyű kis visszatekintés lesz. Megcsináltam angol nyelven, a többit is így fogom nektek prezentálni, és azt szeretném, hogy mindenki ugye majd a jegyzetét egészítse ki. So now we are going to speak English because this is history in English and the topic is Islam and the Arabic conquest. You already know that the birth of Islam actually is concentrated on the Arabian Peninsula, which was a really abandoned place. I mean, it is a desert and there was nomadic animal breeding, and the local people are called the Bedouins, who had animals like goats or camels, and they inhabited the area. Of course, they moved towards the water resources, so mostly oases and the places where they found water. And these were not united people, so they lived in tribes. But at the same time, we know that these red roads are called trade routes, most important of which is the incense road, Tömjénút, as you see here. And alongside this road there were important cities born, Medina and Mecca. I would like you to remember these two because this is where Islam was born, because it was Muhammad, the prophet of Allah, actually, who was a camel trader, and he started teaching people from his visions, because he had visions from Gabriel Archangel. This is why we can stop here for a moment. He already knew Christian and Jewish teachings, and he also knew the local Arabic teachings, so he created this religion using this knowledge. He started teaching and preaching to the poorest layers who started following him. Of course, he was not welcomed by the Mecca traders, who were rich people, and there was a fight, and he was driven away in 622. I wrote it here. This is the beginning of Islamic chronology, because this is the flight of Muhammad. This is when he left Mecca and ran to Medina. Medina is the town of prophet. So this is called the Hijra, Hegira. This is how you write it down. Well, of course, Muhammad didn't give up, and he also started some kind of compromise with the local traders of Mecca, and they made the compromise. Mecca became the central city of Islam. There is the Kaaba. You already know this. Kaaba is situated in Mecca, today a great place of pilgrimage. This is the Kaaba. People have to go there in Mecca, and this is the pronunciation of, this is the spelling of Kaaba. Please use this. As you see, main teachings. Islam is called, or it is a devotion to God. So you give yourself to God. This is the meaning, and all the teachings are written down in the Quran. The Quran is the holy book, just like the Bible of the Christians and the Torah of the Jews. You see it here. Muhammad said there are 5 pillars of the Islam. Allah, you must understand, and you must believe that Allah is the only God, and Muhammad is the last prophet of God. Another pillar is that you have to have 5 prayers a day towards Mecca, after a ritual bath, cleaning your mouth and ears and senses and everything, and from dawn till dusk you must do that. Another pillar is giving alms to the poor people, because Allah loves that if you give alms to the poor people. The Ramadan is the Lent. You must restrict from eating and drinking and such things like, for example, having sexual interfere, so that for 40 days, this is a month in the Islamic tradition, so you must keep the Ramadan and the pilgrimage. You have to go at least once in your life to Mecca. There are also other restrictions like dietary rules, so you have to keep that you mustn't eat pork, don't use drugs or drink alcohol, because these things confuse the mind, and you have to be always open to Allah. No depiction of people. This is why they have mostly floral decoration on their buildings and calligraphy, beautiful writings and such. You can see it on the Quran here. You also, if you're a man, you can have maximum 4 wives, but as we said, that all wives have to be treated the same way. I also talked about jihad, which means a holy war. Yes, people have to protect the faith, but in most of the cases, this is an inner struggle of a person, so that can be your jihad. So it's not always killing people, okay? Because Islam is about peace. These 3 words about their buildings, a mosque, a minaret, and a muezzin. I'm going to show you a picture. Halal is the food, the proper food people can eat, just like the Jewish kosher. So Islamic people must eat these properly prepared food. There is the decoration of Islam. As you see, beautiful decoration, but no humans. And this is a nice mosque. This is in Istanbul. Look at the minaret, the mosque, the place of prayer, and on the minaret there will be the muezzin, who is calling the people to pray. These are the most important expressions you must remember. We also talked about Arabic culture and conquest. Culture, yes, Arabs in the Middle Ages, from the 8th century, they were very high knowledge. They had really advanced knowledge of mathematics. Algebra is their invention. Astronomy, they also searched the sky, and they knew a lot of things about the universe. There was also advanced medical science. Literature, just remember the tales you already know about, for example, the Arabian Nights, tales of 1001 Nights, like Aladdin and such. And it's a really important thing that Islam preserved the knowledge of the antiquity and passed it to the Christian people later. So this means that they didn't throw away the pagan knowledge of ancient Rome and ancient Greece. They preserved it, they used it, they learned from it, and they later passed on to the Christian Europeans. So this is how we know this knowledge. There is a last thing. This is a map, as you see. This is the basis territory with the trade routes. And as time passed, from the 7th century, end of 7th century, beginning of 8th century, look, North Africa was taken. Yes, they moved also to Europe, to Hispania, and this is the battle of the Franks who stopped them. So Spain and Portugal today, Spain and Portugal were Arabic territories. North Africa, and look at here, even the Byzantine Empire that was born at the end of the Roman Empire, when they fell since the 5th century, a lot of territories were taken by the Arabs, like Alexandria here, or Jerusalem, which were important Christian centers as well. They were taken by the Arabs. And look, to the east, they also went and they conquered territories to the river Indus. So this was a huge Arabic empire, and actually this conquest started after the death of Muhammad because they started spreading religion, and this is how they attacked a lot of territories. They fought with the Christian people. I think these are the most important things you must know about Islam, and that those are the information I will need. This is what you have to do. Kérlek, értelmezd ezt a diát még egyszer, többször is megnézheted, részeket megállíthatod, készíts a tankönyved és a dia segítségével angol nyelvű jegyzetet. Jegyzetet. A tankönyvben 125. oldaltól 128-ig megtalálod ábrákat, használd fel ehhez, jó munkát kívánok nektek, köszönöm a figyelmeteket, ez tehát az első videónak a vége.